Hey, welcome to episode 1. This is the Star Wars Vintage Dude, and I am breaking out my first box of Star Wars. I purposely set this vintage box aside, like in a special corner of my storage unit, because I knew that this is like my favorite box of action figures. So without further ado, I'm going to open this up. We're going to see what's in this box. I know that one of my kids got into it already, so I want to get in there real quick too before items go missing and things like that, or legs get broken. But I'm going to try my best to go ahead and tell you the names of the characters. I don't know if I'm going to remember them all, to be honest, and I don't know what's in here, so this is going to be pretty exciting. All right, so first one that I see at the top here is a Max Rebo in the band collector item here, action figure. He came with a 3-pack, if I recall, and had Snice Noodles and Droopy McCool. We'll see they're in there too. I think this is complete with that. I'm just going to pull out this next one here. This is Power of the Force. This is an R2-D2, and this was the last R2-D2 I believe that they made in the original series. It comes with a coin, and he shoots out the pop-up lightsaber, and there's the lightsaber. It's a green one. It's in there still. That's a cool one. Let's see what else we have here. This was a Rebel Commando. He was the one of the forces that went in to kind of like blow up the Death Star there at the end. He had the shield generator. I've got a Han Solo here. It looks like maybe the last 17, where they had a carbonite one. I know there was one that came with the Slave One, but this was actually one like that you could fit in the back there, and he kind of went in there really nice and neat and stuff like that. So that was a cool one. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, we've got a Power Droid, Gonk Droid. He is missing the rubber little antenna that he had. Probably pulled that off when I was a kid, because it felt good, you know, like that rubber yank. Probably pulled that one right out. Let's see what else we got in here. Last 17, we've got another Anakin. This one I think you could mail away. I think I mailed away and got this one. It's like one of those, like, you cut out the proof of purchases, and then, you know, I can't remember, it was like 6 or something, that you mailed that away, and you waited like, I just remember waiting so long for these and being like, checking with Neil, the mailman, and being like, Neil, is my figure here today? He's like, no, not yet. He had a briared pipe that he smoked too along his mail route, which is pretty interesting, a smoking mailman. So this was an FX7. This is from The Empire Strikes Back. You can see that he is missing his little pincher there. And probably these guys, I always had a struggle putting these little arms and legs in. He's kind of like an octopus, but he helped bring, I think, Luke back to life there. By far, one of my favorites was the AT-AT driver. He's kind of like, he's been played with pretty well. You can see he's got a lot of paint loss and stuff like that, and some worn out stuff. He's seen some pretty good battles on Hoth and on Maplewood, where I used to live. So yeah, that was one of my faves by far. His head didn't move, but let's see who we got here. We got IG-88. That was one of the classic bounty hunters. They're searching for Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon in The Empire Strikes Back. By far one of my faves. He had the kind of rubbery arms and those pinchers that you can see as hands. When he came with 2 weapons, which were really neat, and a big rifle and then like a blaster, so that was pretty sweet. Okay, let's see what else we got here. We have got, another bounty hunter. This was one of the mix-ups of names that kind of just stuck with it. So some of you know him as 4LOM, or some of you know him as Zuckuss. They messed up the names on the original packaging, and the wrong name stuck with them pretty much until I think the vintage line. They kind of went through and they fixed those. Well, we got another IG-88. I guess I had 2 of those guys. I did grow up with 2 brothers, John and David, and they also had some figures, but they blasted a lot of them with BB guns and stuff like that. So some of them I inherited, some of them, here's another Zuckuss, 4LOM. He's missing some of his gear there. Oh, this is one of my favorites. I see his cape is over here. This was Prune Face. He was in the Return of the Jedi. He helped lead the Rebel Alliance. and blowing up the second Death Star. One of my friends growing up, Steve, because his name was Prune Face, he lied to me and said that there was an apple head. And I went around asking people at different toy stores if they had apple head. That's how naive I was back then. But you looked up to big kids then. They kind of knew the stuff, and he was just messing with me. Here's a Gamarian Guard. He comes with this huge vibro axe, but I don't know if I have that anymore. I'll look for that at some point. There's a whole bunch of weapons at the bottom of this box. But that was a neat one. He was like one of those heavy ones. You know, the packaging for him, the bubble was much bigger. And if you drop this guy on your toe, oof, I remember I dropped him and that Anakin and I think the Emperor one time on my toe. And it hurt so bad. It hurt like the dickens. All right. Let's see what else we got here. We got a last 17. These were one of the last figures that came out too. This was like a Power of the Force line. This was the Imperial Dignitary, I think is who it was. It was one of the Emperor's henchmen that kind of walked alongside of him out of the shuttle Tidarium. Really cool figure, you know, cool purple robes and stuff like that. Comes with a coin. Coin is in there. Let's see what else we got here. We've got C-3PO. Let's see if his arms pull off. Yep, it's the take apart C-3PO. This came out with Empire Strikes Back, and I just remember, this blew my mind, this whole concept that like you could take his limbs off here, and he came with a bag, like a black bag that you could have Chewbacca carry, and you could kind of react those scenes, relive those scenes or whatever. But that was definitely, that was a game changer with 3PO when you could take apart C-3PO. Let's see what else we've got here. We've got, whoops, it's lace. Goes backwards like that. All right. We've got a Snowtrooper here, classic Snowtrooper. Seen some battles here too. This is a great one. You know, again, like the other AT driver, the head doesn't move. It's like a molded on there. It's a molded on feature, which is really sweet. You're limited. You're like, hey, who's that? And you would have to turn the whole body of the character to kind of do that. Here's another. Here is another Stormtrooper. Came from the original line here, from the original figures. And this guy's, he's got a little wobbly leg there. He's seen some good stuff, some action. A lot of these you can see his body kind of like yellowed a little bit, but definitely one of the classic figures to keep and collect. Let's see, we've got a Squid Head here. He came with like a soft goods. They started to put in like a lot of soft good capes and stuff like that. That was a cool one. He also came with this belt that would come on and off too. Let's see what we got here. Last 17. This is Luke with a poncho. Again, he's got that soft goods that we were talking about. And he came with a collector's coin and a blaster too. I don't know if he came with the lightsaber. I know he used the lightsaber in the movie. I just don't remember if he came with one or not off the top of my head. I do know that he came with a belt, I think, and the belt's on there. And then he came also with a helmet too, but the helmet didn't. But the helmet didn't come off. All right, let's see. By the way, this is my Rancor here, right? He's hungry. For the sake of it, let's throw this Gamarian Guard in here and reenact this scene. He spits that out, right? So let's keep him there. You can hold that one. See if that balance is still. He's got some wobbly legs, but that's what happens when you played with these things as a kid, you know. Let's see what we got in here. We got R5-D4. Still clicks. He's got some battle action there. He's got some carbon scoring on there. Seen some good scenes and stuff like that. A lot of playtime. But that was one of my faves too. He was, again, in that original line. This was a post Return of the Jedi. They came out with an Ewoks cartoon. And kind of like to revitalize the series. It didn't really work so much. You know, a lot of fan base was gone. And these were really like the last figures that Kenner produced. And that was a Wicket. And a collector's coin that came with that. I got another, another one of these AT-AT drivers. This one's paint conditions a little bit better. Less action scenes and stuff like that, but definitely one of my faves too. He was really, I think, just the helmet and stuff of that trooper was really cool. All right, we got, Oh, such good stuff. This was a Kezi band. Again, with that power of the Force line, when that ended, they came out with the Droids line, Droids and Ewoks. So this is the last of really what Kenner produced. And I remember kind of like being out of it at that time, but I still into Star Wars and kind of switching over to like maybe some comics and stuff like that, some Batman stuff. But I was definitely fulfilled the line and got that. My dad helped me collect some of those too. He would find some. Oh no. Would help me find some of the toys from KB or Toys R Us and stuff like that. But I remember talking about that Kezi band with him. He was like, "Oh, that's a cool one. It's a neat figure. It's really tall." I think that was one of the other pieces. Here's my 2-1B. I said, "Oh no," when I opened him up because he's got some battle damage there. His head popped off. But he was definitely one of the coolest figures too. He had those like claw pinchers for hands. He had the tube that comes out. You put the tube back in. Again, some of the concepts that Kenner was coming out with at that time, you know, this was kind of like groundbreaking stuff, and that clear torso was just really cool. I remember like shining a light through that. Okay, sir, and making sure that Luke was all right after he got damaged by the Wampa. All right, we got, oh yeah, Master Yoda, who is missing all of his gear. He is just down to his brown robes here. He has got, I think he originally came with a snake. It was either a brown one or an orange one. You could collect either of those. A collector, like a cane that he walked with, and like a robe and a belt and stuff too. I remember getting that one, or my brother getting that one at Christmas in like 82 or something like that. And whoa, if you had a Master Yoda, man, life was good. All right, let's see what else we got in here. We got Leia. They made a Leia combat poncho too. You can see she comes with, I've got her blaster in there at the bottom. Real thin blaster. It was a really cool one. Pretty articulated and right to the scene. She's got a belt and the soft goods. And her helmet came off, unlike Luke's, which was, I thought, a really cool concept that they were able to do that. And why they didn't do that for Luke, I don't know, but her helmet's still in there. Oh, yes. Death Star Droid, one of the original from A New Hope. This guy has seen a lot of action. He's really like, not very shiny or anything like that. He's really dull in color and stuff like that. But I remember that being a really cool figure. You can see he's really like wobbly and stuff like that. I probably played a lot with this guy in my sandbox. Try to recreate those scenes for the Tatooine. Let's see what else. Ooh, we've got Barada. This is, Barada was in the last 17 as well. One of the last 17 figures produced. I think he came with a staff or something. I don't think I got this one on a card. I think he came with, like, there was a collector set of Jabba's Palace or something, Jabba's Dungeon. And you would, it came with like 3 figures. And I think yep, here's the one, another one. He's not in a case, but I'm pretty sure this guy came with him too. This is a Manaman or a Manaman, I think that's his name. He had by far the coolest accessory. It was this staff. It's in his hands there. Anyways, it was by far the coolest one. He's got like skulls and stuff on his staff and like these human heads. Just this wickedly cool figure and really odd shaped action figure. And his head didn't move or anything like that, but the arms were super long. His legs and arms move, and his tail didn't. It's kind of coiled down there. You can see that. But that was by far, I thought, one of the coolest figures. Just the, you can see some of the detail on his chest and stuff like that. Really a lot of time and effort went into the last couple that came out. Let's see what else we got. This is a TIE Fighter pilot. Again, one of my faves. He couldn't move his head or anything like that. But again, I just thought the helmets of these bad guys were just sweet. And like the fact that he had like these tubes and stuff that came down was super articulated and really like, you know, really cool. Hey, if you're still watching, you might as well subscribe because I'm going to be posting a lot more stuff. I got like 2 or 3 more of these boxes and stuff like that. I found another Snowtrooper in here. He originally came with like a cape, I think. I don't know where that cape is. It's probably around somewhere. I think he came with like a blaster rifle too. I don't remember if he came with 2 guns, but I know he came with a blaster rifle and a cape. Man, that scene in Empire Strikes Back where he comes and they set up that cannon. Oh, I think this is it. I think that's that gun that he comes with. It was in the bottom. That was great scene. Let's see what we got here. We got Reese. Reese had some sort of gold gun. Yeah, it's in there. It's in there with him. He's got a gold gun. I remember that. And he was one of Jabba's henchmen that, you know, I think was in the sail barge when it blew up. And, all right, I've got 3 more guys in here I'm going to share with you. This was another one of the last 17. This was, I think, the Imperial Gunner is who that was. He was a real neat one, too. Again, at this time, I didn't play with these guys much just because, you know, it was towards the end of the line. I wasn't into it as much as I used to. So a lot of my figures from Jedi and from Empire and Star Wars have a lot more wear than these guys do. But he's still got a nice emblem on his shoulder and really one of the cool figures that came out last. Another one, this was A-Wing pilot. Here's a really cool one. They started to design a lot of the old other pilots, and the A-Wing pilot also transitioned into the Droid series. And I remember that they made an A-Wing fighter for the Droid series. I don't think I ever got that. I think my friend Robbie Marshall did. Yeah, so this was one. He was a neat one too, but came out with a lot of the pilots and stuff. He comes with a coin, and I think that they have a Droids figure of him too. And all right, so I've got one last figure in here. This is the animated series R2-D2. You can see that he is, you know, kind of like a comic version of the original one, which is over here. So you got both of these guys. We got the Power of the Force one. You've got the Droids one. This one does not have the lightsaber in it. Shoot, I don't know what happened to that. But the sticker's really nice. It comes with a coin. Droids is on there. This carried over to the line. I think they did the same thing for C-3PO and for Fett and stuff like that. They carried those guys over too. So at the bottom of this hodgepodge is really just a bunch of loose weapons and stuff like that. I know that looking at this, I have got a bunch of survival kit stuff. If you guys remember that was another mail away thing that you had to do for getting some different accessories and stuff. In the bottom here is a couple cannons and stuff like that, rifles. There is C-3PO's backpack, couple loose weapons and stuff in here. I know I can see some of these are like Bosk and stuff. Anyways, last guy I'm going to show you is, this is at the bottom. This was from that micro series. I don't know if you remember this or not, but it's a Snowtrooper micro series that came out. They were like miniature sets, so that tells me that somewhere in my boxes there's a whole bunch of those too. So, all right, so this wraps up episode 1 of the Star Wars Vintage Guy, opening up his first reveal. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that maybe, you know, you were able to relive some experiences too, or the excitement of looking at some of these figures. And really, there's Jake. Hi, Jake. He's coming to say hi. So anyways, I hope that you have a great time watching this. Subscribe if you like it. And yeah, I'll be sure to post some more videos next week.